this computer.
Hey there, Ranger Nation. It's Nate, and welcome to the Webcast with Attitude, LR4. And this is episode 204, the Morphin Grid Rebooted. And for some reason I'm trying to mute this. It's not letting me mute his mic. Oh well. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to be discussing the reboot, what we've seen like in the past weeks or so. Because, even though we haven't gotten information, we've gotten some sort of information about it from other people. So, we're just trying to get information wherever we can find it. So, but before getting to that, let me introduce you to my more phenomenal co-hosts. We got Rick.
Hi.
Yes. Ryan was here for a bit, but he'll be back. He has to.
Internet.
Yep. Gotta love the internet. Yeah, it gives you problems. Here we go. And then we've got Ryan.
Possibly.
Maybe. There he is. You want to flex for the ladies? Yeah. I want to pump you up.
Yeah.
Gotta love the connection. I think either his connection's not as good as. Can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're a little laggy. It's a little delay, but you're fine.
I think Novi's school computer is the only one that works. I think Novi's school computer is the only thing that works properly. This is her personal computer that I'm using.
Oh, this is a personal computer you're using right now? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just using one inside this Megazord.
Which it lags really bad.
It's a mess.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, before we get started on the topics, guys, let me start with Rick. Rick, how was your week?
It was nice and quiet until yesterday. And I've been dealing with having to answer the same question billions of times ever since.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know this, he's talking about his grandfather.
Yeah. They really need to come up with a way to cure dementia.
Yeah,
It's starting to be a pain.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, I'm glad that you're there for your grandfather. That's all that matters, and
yeah, he's watching.
And your aunt is willing to take him for a week.
Yeah.
So that's good, at least.
She can only stand about a week at a time. Like yesterday,
it's family.
She up and was like, "Please come get him. He's driving me crazy."
It's family. You gotta love family. So, Ryan, how about you, man? How was your week? Think you heard me?
I don't know. Hey, Ryan, how's your week been?
Ryan, can you hear me?
Don't.
He is really, really.
It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, bear with him. He's having some technical difficulties.
One order of deep fried internet.
So, gotta love how.
Okay. Well, anyways.
And usually it's Rick's. Surprisingly enough, it's not Rick. He's had problems before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I fixed that.
Yeah.
I told the internet company to get over its problem with StreamYard. And that if it didn't, it was going to get a ship in a bottle up there, you know what.
Now, did that ship already come in the bottle, or was it? Or did you have to actually do it?
Oh, no, the bottle was the previous internet provider, and the ship got shoved. Now, the next internet provider is going to get this shoved right up into them. So it'll be a ship inside of a bottle inside of whatever I decide to make them.
My question is, where the hell did you get that thing anyway?
I've had this for years.
And it was
already in there.
Yeah, I could never imagine how you could actually do that. I'm sorry, I would give up after like just one try. I'd be like, I'm done. It's just gonna be a shipwreck.
Yes. I would be at the same point. Although some do say that the bottle is made after the ship.
So yeah, before we start the topics again, guys, just let you know, this is not the episode for where we dive in deep. That episode is next Sunday. So if any of you guys are going to be here to watch it, feel free to comment. Did you switch laptops?
Hertz is the only.
You're like this.
Perfectly fine. Both of Landon's his school computer and her personal computer lagged really bad for some reason.
I mean, you were looking like this, like.
Yeah, it was. It like even trying to hit mute and stop camera was like non-responsive.
Yeah. So anyway, we were asking you, how was your week?
Same old, same old.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to get into this topic for this episode. As like I said, this episode is 204, called the Morphin Grid Rebooted, and that's because we're going to be talking about the reboot. So this was like posted probably weeks back in February. I would say like maybe March, February, around that time, maybe March. So anyway, we got some type of news, but this is basically what we could find. So this came from the website of the producer, writer and producer. I think she's a writer and producer, executive producer of the new Power Ranger series. And this came from Mega Power Brazil. They found this on her site called Weird Egg Productions, which the website is in the description. The direct link is in the description below. So if you guys want to see where it came from, this description will show right here. And it says right here, currently in an what's that word?
Currently in an overall deal with E1 to serve as the showrunner and creator of Power Rangers as a 1-hour television series. Yeah.
So
yeah, list stuff she's done before.
And list all that. And the thing is, I mean, honestly, I'll say this right now. With them doing this as a 1-hour series, big question is, will it be less episodes, or will they still be able to do more episodes, or split that into half, like they've done with other seasons on Netflix, like shows on Netflix? Because as we know, this.
But you also have to wonder, is this true?
It is on her website.
Right.
This is directly from her website.
Yes. I can put that I'm currently in a deal with E1 to try to create Power Rangers as a 2-hour television series.
Right. But the fact is, let's put it this way. I mean, it's her site, it's her production.
Yes.
She'd be the one to put it there. So,
and all she'd have to do later is be like, well, it fell through.
Well, we'll see what happens on that. So,
but I'm just saying, you know.
Oh, I know.
It's nice to have something, but at the same time, skeptical.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, like I said, it'd be great to have an hour episode. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go into more with this topic, the Power Rangers reboot. So this comes from Jinsaku. As you guys know, he's known to post stuff that is true or not true. Now, just like that article that was posted by Mega Power Brazil. Remember, take this for a grain of salt, guys. Take this as a rumor. We do not know. This could have just been stuff he gathered from what he's seen.
She's not leaving anywhere unless it's for school or work. I mean,
so this is what it says right here. I told you all I got you. So these are the character names that he's seen. As we know, Jonathan Entwistle posted something about Jason A. Frank's character Tommy Oliver, which would revolve around that character in the Power Rangers reboot, the new universe. Okay, it says right here. So Tommy, Green Ranger, Luciana, I think, Red Ranger, Derek, Blue Ranger, Aubrey, Yellow Ranger, and Vanessa, Pink Ranger. Now, we all knew when we discussed this like before the end of last year of what was going on with, during the time when Jonathan Entwistle posted a picture honoring Jason A. Frank on his 50th birthday, which would have been his 50th birthday. So we'll see how it goes down and see if these characters will be. But let me read this forward. The working title is The Power Rangers. And it says, Jonathan Entwistle will direct and write the script. Jenny Klein, still producing. Each episode will be an hour long. The current draft is set in an Elseworld story.
It's set to be a Elseworld story.
Yeah, in Angel Grove, which is basically another universe, basically.
Yeah.
And it says Tommy starts as the leader, but betrays the team halfway through the show. They will have new suits, not Mighty Morphin, so they're not going to look like your typical suits with the diamonds or anything like that. It's going to be a whole new design. Hasbro wants filming to begin in 2025. Hopefully, it will finally get
picked up off the ground.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna go to Ryan. With these character names, like Tommy. So obviously Tommy as the leader. It could be his last name could be Oliver. They could change it. And with them actually not including the Black Ranger in this lineup of Rangers, what do you think?
we'll wait and see if that's the plot and what they're going with, I guess. I mean,
and I mean, Tommy being the leader, that's fine.
now
Go ahead.
with it, this is like the base description of everything. What kind of style are we getting? Are we getting like kid friendly, or are we getting more adult related?
Well, here's the thing. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
Supposedly it's going to be more like young adult, not like full-on child-friendly like previous seasons. So probably more in line with like RPM or SPD, where it has the more mature tone, but it's still okay if younger children see it.
Well,
We're not going to have Rangers going around saying F, fuck this, fuck that, you know.
I think what they're trying to do is, with
And
her,
you're not going to get sex scenes.
No. But I think they're trying to go with the young adult demographic with this series. That will, relate to people that have seen the series in the past, and then But I think there is still plans to do something for the kids.
I think it was like more animated.
Yeah, they're doing a lot. There's a lot of plans going around about that. What I find very interesting with this news, like I said, guys, it's a rumor. It's not, it's
not confirmed.
You could take it as not confirmed yet. It could be right, could be wrong. We don't know. We're just putting our thoughts on it. But if it's true, I find it interesting that we're going to only have 2 guys and 3 girls for the first start the first 5 starting off. Now, more than likely, we might get a 6 Ranger. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just guessing, and I do find it interesting that they want to make Tommy the leader, because that would be the first time we've ever had the Green Ranger as the leader of the team. And then we'll have the second time having the Red Ranger being a female. And then it's kind of interesting that they want to say, oh, he will betray his teammates for the first half, and then he'll come back being good there.
After the first half.
Yeah.
Well,
it says right here.
The team halfway through the show.
Okay.
So let's say they do 20 episodes. The betrayal will happen around end of episode 9, beginning of episode 10.
Yeah.
Based on that statement. Now, could it be a little farther later, like 11 or 12, or be 8, 9? Yeah. It'd be near the halfway point, near mid-season finale.
Well, here's what going back to the whole thing now, going into the whole suits, new suits, not designed, not Mighty Morphin, like the diamonds and everything that they've had in the past. Now, I like that because they're trying to change up. Like, for instance, like on this shirt right here, guys, as you can see, the diamonds on the chest and everything. I like that they would change it up, because if they're doing something original, and if they're going with more of a unique look for the suits and the helmets and everything, that works out fine. Now, I'm going to ask you this question, Ryan. Each episode being an hour long, what do you think? Do you think, like I asked before, do you think that they will probably have to split it up into 2 parts of that season? Or do you think it would be, like a shorter season with only a certain amount of episodes?
I mean, most of at least like the superhero stuff we've watched, like the CW stuff, were like 45 minutes to an hour each, and they were like 20 something episodes.
20, so, 23, 24.
Yeah, so I mean, they could probably I could probably see them doing how it's a fall release, and then like the rest of it is like beginning of like the springtime, like end of February, early March to finish off the season.
And like we know, it's going to be on Netflix. That's where
which
they're
means
going.
It's probably going to be a shorter season.
Yeah,
possibly.
Unfortunately,
could be.
Well, Netflix original series tend to be shorter in episodes.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll see what happens on that. I mean, like I said, I'm not against this idea. The working title, The Power Rangers. Interesting. It's, but like I said,
I think that they're going to need to have more of a title than just The Power Rangers. Because I mean, that's pretty much the overarching title of the entire series is Power Rangers or the Rangers. So
it's like The Batman.
I get that, working title, but hopefully they come up with something catchy. Like Power Rangers, Elseworld Fighters or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm spitballing.
I was just messing this with my head. What would be very cool, because if they're going to include like a mentor, now even though this is supposed to be a reboot, what would be awesome if they brought back a character, an actor. I don't know if you guys know what I'm trying to say here. What if they brought back Zato as the mentor?
Oh, okay. I was completely wrong.
What were you thinking?
David Felding. Bring back Zordon.
Yeah. Because I think that would be kind of cool. He gets sent to another universe where the Power Rangers never existed.
Well, the Morphin grid touches every universe, so.
Yeah. So I think that'd be awesome, but at the same time.
Also, Zato could appear.
Yeah, and it's just that. Hold on a second, guys. My nose is driving me nuts again. But yeah, why don't you, Rick, Ryan, why don't you guys talk amongst each other about this and give your thoughts on this real quick? I gotta.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the suits look like.
Yeah. And what kind of theme they're going to go with as well.
Yeah. What the Zords will look like.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know they gotta have Zords.
Yeah.
If
Can't
they don't
think of-
have Zords and we don't get Zords in like most of the episodes, it ain't Power Rangers. But does that necessarily they have to destroy the monster every time?
True. Or they could do well.
Because I mean, Mighty Morphin, they never destroyed Goldar
No. I
officially.
was trying to think of like how Mystic Force they summon themselves into their
Well, they
their
transform
Zord.
into the Zord.
Yeah.
And when they come together for
But-
the Zord, they have
yeah.
their own spots.
But they're technically Zords, so
Yeah.
it's like maybe they could do like a gigantic version where they enlarge themselves. But that's
Ooh.
almost kind of like was it Zenkaiger?
Yeah.
So it'd be almost something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's if the Rangers
Yeah.
follow that mechanic,
Yeah.
or they're robots, essentially. Or they become Zords and Tommy ends up having the pilot from the inside of the Rangers.
That'd be really weird.
I mean, as I was listening to you guys, sorry guys, I had to blow my nose. My nose was driving me nuts because I was.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Gotta love this. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, the suits, obviously, like you guys, as we all know, they're not going to rely on, they're no longer going to be doing anything with Toei. They're not going to be, relying on any season of Sentai anymore. They're going to be they're doing their own thing. They're going to do original suits and all that stuff. So
I still
That's
find
what
that to be an issue.
I mean, it could work out. And I mean, that's kind of, at first, I was like, oh, there's a lot of seasons that could be made.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, due to the fact is, I'm like, you know what? It gives me more to grow.
Series. So, something I've spitballed before. They make their own suits, their own Zords for the main series. Well, okay, cool. However, if they made it where the Rangers would travel, whether around the world or to other planets, you could literally have the suits and Zords from seasons we never got from Sentai
Mm-hmm.
appear for an episode or so.
Yeah.
We live in a world where things can be created easily in CGI, stuff like that. I mean, granted, I don't have that skill.
Now,
But
I like how you bring
what I'm
that up.
saying is they can create the suits, or in some cases get suits from Toei. That way there's still a little interaction. That way they can stay good friends.
Right.
And then turn around and have like a 1 or 2 episode arc somewhere during the season throughout
Mhm.
where they team up with Rangers on other planets. And
Now-
let's say one's the home of the Jet Force Power Rangers, and that'd be Jetman. Then they could
Going back,
a world that's ruled by 5 monarchs.
well,
Hey, stuff like that. Where those characters are essentially throwaway characters, but it provides Hasbro the opportunity to be like, here's a new toy. Enjoy. Give us money.
I get it. Yeah. But going back to
I'm
what you're
not saying
saying
every
about
episode. You got like
Zords and everything.
7
right?
episodes where it's them, then they team up for an episode, have 6, 7, 8 more episodes, team up with another one, and then just space it out throughout multiple seasons.
So going back to what you're saying about Zords, guys, I did a poll. It'll say the date on there. I was asking, people on X, formerly known as Twitter, on our account on our force. So here's the poll I did. So I'm going to read this off to you guys. Do you think the Zords and Megazord will be CGI'd in the Power Rangers reboot from Hasbro? And we got 4 votes, and it was 100% yes. And this was back in February of this year.
Yeah, I know. I'm all
I
for
posted
this.
this. Now, so
And
I
yes,
mean, that's a possibility in my opinion. I think that the Zords more than likely. I mean, they would still have to build like a set piece for them, when they're piloting them and all that stuff. But
it's not that
due to the
hard.
fact is, due to the fact that the way they did, at the end of Cosmic Fury, where they decided, well, we're just going to go ahead and add these Zords CGI'd in,
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's how
you
they
got-
did that. So, Rick, for this question that I posted on there, what would you say?
So
Would
I
you say
think
yes or
that
no?
I would say yes.
Okay.
And the thing is, as they go along, they're going to get better. Hopefully. I don't get me wrong. The Megazords we saw at the end of Cosmic Fury weren't bad.
No.
They weren't perfect. Like designing it where it's a suit that a person actually wears.
Yeah.
But I mean, they weren't bad. Even the Dino Megazord in that scene was actually better than when we saw it in Once and Always.
I still thought it was good. I still
was
thought it was
good,
how they did.
But the
Did
one in Cosmic Fury was actually a little bit better.
Right.
Which I know doesn't actually provide hope because I think that was actually done first. But they also weren't doing the individual Zords for Cosmic Fury for the Dino Megazord. Which, if you look at Once and Always, the individual Zords were like almost spot on perfect.
And there was
what gives me hope.
Well, here's the thing. So if you look at David Yosti's post, I don't know where he posted it. I think it was him that posted it. But behind the scenes, it shows him and, Min in suit piloting the Dino Megazord. But also you see the Black Ranger in there somewhere. So that means that other Rangers were in there as well during that fight scene, during that Megazord battle.
Oh, yeah.
Against the ships. So they didn't show all of them. Because,
right. They had the cut.
So, Ryan, my question to you is, for this poll that I posted, what would your answer be? And why?
I would probably say it's CGI, but I mean, they could easily work on it to make it believable.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on the type of battles they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And
hey, Ryan, you've been watching King Oger, right?
I finished it this week.
Okay. Did you know the majority of that entire series was CGI?
Mm-hmm. You can tell with the backgrounds.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of it.
They were walking on the green screen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still believable.
Well, except with the one with the Kill Ruger episode.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Yeah, they actually decided to say, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and go to an actual." I mean, I guess it just saved money for them to not have to worry about going to location.
Yes.
Since it was a different planet, different world. So, yeah, it works. Yeah, but
who wants to film on a different planet anyways?
Now, the big question is about this is like, what type of Zord? Because the thing is, there's so much they could do with the Megazord and the Zords. I mean, like you guys were saying before, what type of theme would they use? I mean, dinosaurs were a big thing when Mighty Morphin came out. And because, you had Mighty Morphin, and you had Jurassic, because it's funny, because Jurassic Park came out the same year that Mighty Morphin came out. So it was dinosaurs, basically. The first Jurassic Park. And, that was the biggest thing back then. Now, I wonder if they could do like a mix maybe? Like they've done before, I believe. But who knows of what's going to come of the reboot. But the next question I have for this poll, it still revolves around the reboot. It's another poll I did, and that is read this off. What type of morphers do you think they'll use in the Power Rangers Hasbro reboot? And I went for three answers: handheld, which were like the Power Morphers they used in Mighty Morphin in previous other seasons; wrist morphers, like the Zeonizers, Turbo Morpher, Astro Morpher, and the Cosmic Morpher, or none of the above. Go with something completely different. They could go for like a belt maybe or something. I don't know. Now, so here is 33% of them, 33, 33%. Yeah, 33% voted handheld morphers.
So we do need more people to vote, please.
And wrist morphers was the for 67%.
I like how at the bottom it says time, date, from Earth. Where else would it be from?
I should put the moon next time. That'd be kind of funny. The moon. With me, this is kind of a hard one to answer because I don't know. I mean, handheld would make sense considering if they're doing a reboot and they want to start over by using like morphers they use when they do that. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I don't know. I would probably go with handheld. Wrist morphers are fine, but I'd say handheld.
Wrist morphers are harder to hide.
True. But apparently not to
like the
communicate.
Zeonizer where you had to twist your wrist and God forbid you actually do it to turn around and pop your wrist instead.
Oh
I can
man,
just see it now.
my
Wasn't
wrist.
Thunder's like that too?
What'd you say?
Wasn't Dino Thunder the same way? Like they had like the silver or
Well, they
white
didn't do
wristband
that.
and they had their Dino
They had
Gem
the-
on it.
They
Yeah.
had the bracelets and they went like this,
Yeah.
and then they appeared
Yeah,
randomly.
the bracelets would have given it away.
Yeah.
How they have secret identities is beyond me.
So what would you have gone with? Handheld morphers?
Probably. I mean, to think about it, like going back to Mighty Morphin, I mean, they flipped the morphers inside out, so it looked like just a regular belt buckle, and then they could pull it out and then morph, so it kind of helped hold everything.
And Rick, what
they
did you
didn't wear
say?
it on the front when they were demorphed. It was always on the side or in the back.
Yeah,
So,
Rick, what'd you say? Did
They'll
you say
stop
handheld
with
or
their belt buckle.
what were you picking, Rick? I can't remember.
I'd have to say possibly they could go with both. Because depending on how they do it, they could start with with a core team, say with a wrist morpher or a handheld, and then the additional Rangers who show up like 2 episodes in, 3 episodes in, have the opposite morpher, or they could all have wrist morphers. I think it would be something more in line with a wrist style morpher because communication. However,
Go ahead.
I think it will be something that will transform into a morpher, hopefully, and not something that's noticeable.
I just actually thought of something. What if they did what they're doing now with the certain Sentai season,
Yes,
where it's
that's what
wrist
I was
and then-
referring to.
Okay, that makes sense. But I don't know. I mean, that's a good. I mean, this question, like I said, it was kind of a hard choice to figure out how to present it.
I mean, they can all carry around swords.
Oh dear God! So, like
they
I
were
said, guys,
known. They were known in that, so that's they weren't like hiding it. They knew who they were.
Yeah.
Royalty.
Yes.
Now the question is, going back to
But still, that would be funny to
Right
just
here,
see
the post
5
right
random
here.
people start walking around with swords.
talking about Hasbro wants to begin in 2025. Hopefully, it finally gets picked up off the ground. Now, the big question is, with them not having a place to film it yet, because they moved from New Zealand, they packed up everything in New Zealand. That the production team over there no longer exists. After 20 years, they no longer going to be doing stuff over New Zealand. It's a shame because that was a great location. Not saying that past locations they've done in the past there could be options.
Yeah.
I think where they could film it is somewhere in the U.S., obviously, or Canada.
Yes.
Because if you think about it,
be kind of crazy, but they could film it in Baja California.
I think that. Well, Ryan, what do you think? Where do you think they could film this reboot? I mean, with them no longer doing New Zealand, where do you think would be a good spot for them to film it?
Midwest area, I guess. I have no clue. Depends on what scenery and what they have available. A lot of like the Midwestern states, there's a bunch of open areas that they could probably use for scenes and landscapes, but
I just thought of something really funny. What if they just say, "Oh, well, we're no longer going to be filming New Zealand, but guess what? We're actually going to we're actually going to go back to New Zealand again." So, really, why'd you just stay there? That's wishful thinking at that point. You know what I mean?
it happens.
I gotta say, I mean, New Zealand. I've tried. I mean, it can't be very. I mean, I guess they were able to pay for them there, but I just think New Zealand just had so many places where they filmed that was perfect, like the mountain ranges and everything for the first episode of Cosmic Fury, what they did with Zordnia, and they were battling on there and everything, and the rock formations and everything was just perfect for that scene, like they were on another planet basically, because they used a lot of stuff. They filmed, not only did they film Power Rangers there, they filmed Lord of the Rings there, The Hobbit. They've done a lot of work in New Zealand. So you've got so many good locations. Not saying that you can't find good locations in the U.S. or can't find good locations in Canada. I mean, if they're going to have a rock quarry fight, then they're going to have to go someplace out have a fight. There's always got to be a fight in a rock quarry. I never understood that, Well, more space, and we can make it look badass. We're in a rock quarry. Looks like we're on the moon, but we're really not.
Yeah.
Because that makes perfect sense on Forever Red, because they can actually breathe on the moon.
Yeah, but they were able to breathe on the moon in Lost Galaxy as well.
Yep, and oh yeah, that's right, because they were in their stormtrooper outfit. I remember that.
Starship.
Yep. No, yeah, Starship Troopers. Right. Sorry.
Yeah. And then
let's see.
I don't think the Rangers ever went to the moon before that in the series.
Well, besides when they were on the moon for actually no, they have been on the moon before.
Oh,
Mighty
yeah.
Morphin.
Mighty Morphin season 3.
Yep. And then Mighty Morphin Once and Always, because they went there
but that was
there.
So.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't. I mean, you think they would want to destroy that Rita's Palace? Like, nobody can live here. But,
well, it's a historical landmark.
True.
Technically, it's been there for centuries.
So now people have been talking about this for quite some time, and the fan club has talked about this. The Legacy of Nerd has talked about this. As you guys know, Jonathan Entwistle is filming a certain movie to a franchise that's been very popular in the 80s, and it's still going strong. Karate Kid. And he's in the process. He's directing that, and he's I think he started filming days ago, weeks ago or something like that. So when that comes out, the release date is going to be the 20th of December of this year. So and it's produced by produced by Sony. So
yeah,
like I said, Jonathan Atwistle, with him working on that, the question is what's going on with if Jenny is actually handling stuff, like, you know, she's working on some of the writing and helping out and trying to figure out and, you know, at least have some idea of what they're going to do with the reboot during, because like I said, they're like it said, you know, Hasbro wants to start film. They weren't going to start filming until the SAG and Writers Guild strike was done,
Yeah.
and they were trying to be enacted. So, this movie is, like I said, it's supposed to come out December of this year, and if they can manage to get that done with, then possibly, you know, with him wanting to promote that, possibly maybe he could start working on Power Rangers. I mean, who knows? Because that's why I put this in the topic for the reboot. I think because it does take a lot of time to work on two projects, and some people do work on two projects, and it's a lot for, you know, going back and forth from one thing to the other. So I don't know, Rick, what do you think?
I mean, it could explain why things are taking a little bit longer.
Yeah. Ryan, what about you, man?
I'd just say that if Hasbro is the one planning on wanting to start filming in 2025, they got to start getting like the writing down, places and all that stuff before they can start filming. So I mean, they've got crunch time to kind of get everything ready to go. If they want to get it going.
Well, also with that said, them doing
for it being a reboot for their first of them doing it on their own without like anything from Toei, it's like they're going to want to take their time with it, and that's just what I think they should do.
They don't want to rush it, and the reboot was announced in, I believe, in 2020 that they were going to be working on it, and then but you know, we ended up getting a 30th anniversary. So yeah, but we'll see what happens, guys. As I said, we're always looking out to see what news they have. I mean, as we said, there was going to be lack of news of the reboot because, you know, Hasbro taking a step back, taking some time off, and while they're doing that, they're trying to promote other stuff that they have coming out in the woodwork. So, which is very understandable because, you know, if you have multi-brand, if you have a company that runs many brands, many franchises, you're going to try to put more effort into that for right now until you can start going back to what you're doing. But I mean, hopefully we see something. I mean, it'd be great to see something by the end of this year. But I can't promise that.
Something by the end of the month.
Yeah, we can't promise that because we don't. You know, we can only go with what we see and what we find. But anyway, now we're on to our next topic, which involves this new that's teamed up with this other toy company called I can't pronounce it, but it's with Way Studios. But before we actually show the toy itself, we're going to show you a little video of what this toy is going to look like. Okay, that was pretty badass. And it's funny that they're still promoting Mighty Morphin, the 30th anniversary for Power Rangers this year. This is their how do you pronounce that? What's the name? Gala, Gil, Gilla,
Gilgal?
Gilgal Toys.
Yeah.
It's with and it's with a type of thing called Metal Pro Dino Megazord. And this one does not come apart, obviously, because it's a statue. And
Well, sort of a statue. It's a giant
Action
action
figure.
figure.
yeah, it's a giant
It
figure.
just
This is,
happens to have an action figure base or a statue base.
and here is the look at the Megazord itself right there on the back, which is so cool. And it comes with a stand, like they showed, and also little minifigures of all 5 Rangers. Guys, I'll say this once. I said this once. I'll say it again. This looks awesome. They do have it up on Collectibles right now. I did put the direct link in the description below. And if you have this kind of money, the estimate, let me first put this out. The estimate shipping date is September 2025. And it's priced at $520. $520. And that's
You definitely have time to come up with the money.
And the payment,
you have the 4 payment option.
you got the payment plan for $70, and then or 4 interest-free installments, or from blah blah blah, as it says right here. So this stands 20 inches tall,
Almost 2 full feet.
and I gotta say it's a cool looking figure. I just would not have anywhere to put it, and also I don't have that kind of money. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to. It's crazy because you got electronics to it. It's posable and everything. I do like it. It looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's perfect for collectors of Power Rangers and everything.
It's definitely great if you want like a pre-Monster Grow comparison with like
Yes.
Lightning Collection.
And I gotta tell you though, this is a lot bigger compared to the figures you get with the Lightning Collection, because this is
Yes.
20 inches.
It would just be like,
towering over it a little bit, like, well, you're dead. So, Ryan, let me go to you, man. What do you think of the price, and what do you think of just by seeing this?
For what you're getting, I don't think the price is terrible.
Yeah.
But I also, in the same boat, I don't have the space for it or the money. And yeah, it would be cool if they continue this line with other Zords with the Ranger set. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and with us, I put out there what we could talk about and everything, like this, for example. And like I said, I put a direct link in the description below so that you guys can, if you were interested in pre-ordering this, it won't be the estimate. Like they said, the estimated delivery date will be in September of next year. And I don't know if they have a limited amount. They probably do for pre-order right now, and then because I know that they canceled.
What they tend to get guaranteed, and then if there's extra afterwards, they'll put it back up for sale.
Yeah. Well, I think what they do is
Mini
they close the pre-orders because they want to try to get those out first and handled, and they pause the pre-orders, the pre-order part.
Yep.
Because and then they go, okay, it's in stock, because they get this shipped overseas.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what's going on with that. I've heard something about apparently Bandai's no longer gonna do that. Apparently, to use, which is weird. I don't know. You have to look into that, but this is pretty cool. Like I said, price range very high, and
There are
understandable.
other ways to get it shipped from overseas if
Yeah.
Bandai decides not to do it directly.
Yeah, and like Ryan said, it seems like the right price to go for, considering of what you're getting, the articulation, the lights, the sounds. You're getting that stand. Does it come with a sword? I didn't see
Yep.
that.
I believe
Sword,
so.
the sword,
Yep.
the shield,
Oh, it does come with a shield.
different. I think different hands.
Okay, yeah, maybe. But either way, I mean, and then the jets that are on the back do go like that in cannons, which that would have been awesome if they used that in the show,
Yes.
because they never used that feature. That would have been awesome. Because you think that would be a good thing to use during the fight. You know what I mean? Even though they did use that when they were in tank mode, but they didn't use it like, shoulder cannons or something like that. But if you guys are interested, direct link in the description below. And
Yep. Hold on. I'll be back. I'm coming. Oh.
I'm gonna mute Rick's mic right now, so that way. I mean, it's crazy. Even though we're not really getting a lot of news from Hasbro, we're still getting something. And it's a lot of, that's, stuff like this. I mean, guys, it's very pricey. You gotta understand that, if you guys have the money to get this kind of stuff, jump on it. That's all I really can say. If you have such a well-paying job, then yeah, I would definitely suggest, make sure don't miss the chance on getting it, because you never know how long it's going to be available for. Let's see. So, but yeah, like I said, guys, we have a lot to talk about. I'm trying to get through this smoothly, so and get this out there. But Ryan, everything we talked about so far, from the reboot to this new thing, what do you think? I mean,
It's it's something. I mean, they're taking a hiatus, like we've probably said a million times over,
oh yeah,
and nothing else is coming out from Hasbro figures or whatever. So I
and
mean,
right now they have their stuff on clearance, which is they're calling it outlet, where you can get it for a good amount, a certain cheaper amount for figures, like for Mesogod, for that. It's like, if I had the money, I would jump on that. But now I know a lot of people will probably say, "Oh, that means the Lightning Collection is dead because if they're doing that." It's like, no, they're just trying to clear out what they have right now. You guys got to understand. There's never said anything about being dead. They're taking time off, but I don't understand why they're taking time off, because they can still do figures. And like I said, I do want to get an interview with somebody that's worked with the Power Rangers marketing and everything. There's a certain individual I want to send her a DM and try to do a Facebook LR4 Facebook Live interview with her and get her thoughts on it. Not trying to get, just, ask questions and everything, like, so. And come up, because, with me, I want to make sure to get up straightforward questions. Like, every fan, there's been a lot of stuff. People have put their real deep opinions on certain things with the Lightning Collection. You know what I mean? And
it could just be a thing of them having quality control and trying to go back and work on the product right now. So that's why they really haven't done anything and stuff.
Well, and look at this. I mean, I'm sure when they did the Marvel Legends, I think it was Marvel Legends, right? Or before they called it Marvel Legends, I can't remember, but I know that they probably had problems.
You can't tell me one company that's selling merch or whatever is going to have problems. Yeah. Is not going to have problems. They all have problems at some point in time.
I wish we would know more about the page punchers, because there hasn't been anything really posted about page punchers for that. Because remember, we talked about that in one of the, I can't remember what episode it was, but for this year. And there hasn't been much about that except for what was it called? I can't remember. The Todd McFarlane teaming up with Hasbro to do those page punchers, which were 2 figures and 1 comic. So there hasn't been any news on that. Which honestly, I think that's weird because, I mean, if they're doing something like that, I mean, why would they my biggest thing is, why would they mention that? You know what I mean? In that article. Because it's very page. I mean, do you get what I'm saying, Ryan?
Yeah.
It's like, why would you mention something that you're going to be doing if it's not going to happen? You know what I mean? They said they're going to do something with Dungeons and Dragons. We already have stuff from G.I. Joe and Transformers. That's already been out there and everything. So it's like, makes you want, it's like, okay, so yeah, they're doing G.I. Joe, Transformers. Fine. But the biggest question is like, okay, so now we want to know what's going on with Power Rangers. Well, Power Rangers mainly because, you know, that's what we talk about. Power Rangers. We don't have anything for, you know, and then it's like, hopefully we get news on that at some point. Who knows? Because we always make sure to post that kind of stuff on here. I mean, guys, with us, we always go, okay, yeah, we're with you on everything. We want to know more news on what's to come from Hasbro. So, I mean, Rick can agree, right? That we want to know what's going on with the future of Hasbro and Power Rangers.
I want a return on my investment. Come on.
He wants to make his wallet cry.
Oh, no, my 401k has some money invested in it, so they need to turn around, get that suck up.
But anyway, guys, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is we are now entering the Super Sentai Zone. And this is going to deal with some mini plot and a Memorial Edition item. So first off, we're going to talk about this lovely mini plot, which is one of the super mini plot, I believe.
Yes. Well, it's the
SMP.
Yeah.
SMP, that's what it is.
Which is the
Same thing.
Shogun modeling project or something now.
Yes. That's correct.
Originally meant Super Mini Claw.
Okay, so they changed the name. Oh yeah,
they
did.
changed what it meant.
Shogun modeling project. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm looking at it right now. Here's a look. It's Ginga O. Also, as we all know, is the Galaxy Megazord from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Yes.
And here's what's cool about you guys own a lot of these. Rick and Ryan own some mini plots. I don't know if you guys own these kind of modeling kits.
Well, the Astro Megazord, Delta Megazord, Mighty Morphin Megazord, Thunder Megazord are all part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the King Odra Zords, the Zenkai Zords, Don Brothers Zords are just standard mini plow.
Okay. But yeah, they still have the posability like the others.
Yes.
Yes.
So here's a look at that in one of its awesome poses. And I just love how they do that. It's awesome. And then they do come apart because, you know, they're combinable.
Yeah.
And right here, and I do like how they have the blaster, I think that is. Mm-hmm. So this is, I have a direct link in the description below. It's at Tokyo Collectibles. And it says that coming from Japan, the scheduled release from Japan is June 2024 of this year. And then coming from China, it's August 2024.
Yeah, it's usually about 6 weeks after the Japan release.
That's right. So the Japan full payment is $85, and the deposit is $45. And then from China, it's $70 full payment, deposit $35. So you have the option to either get it from Japan, which you probably would more likely, it's in stock right now, it's more likely you'd be getting it in June
Yes.
if you order it now.
Yeah, they usually get it within 1 week of official release for the Japanese release, and then the China release is about 6 weeks after.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
That's what it told me. So.
And on here it says shipping free within the U.S., so that's good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, if you want to get this, go to the link in the description, the direct link in the description below. Pre-order it. Don't miss your chance out on getting this, because once if they run out of stock, more likely it'd be a while until they can get it back in, depending on how they work things out with their distributors.
Well, plus, like, if you see it go from like pre-order close to in stock, 9 times out of 10, that is because they have extra stock from the China release.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same kit. It's just where it's
shipped,
manufactured, and shipped.
Okay.
So, like, it's not a knockoff version. It is an official release.
Perfect.
It's just
like
they fill the Japan orders first, like the facility does.
Mm-hmm. They try to get them in as fast as possible, which is, depending on where they're getting it from, basically, right?
Yeah. So they get it from their Japanese sources. It comes out on time. Whereas if they get it from their China sources, it comes out a little bit later.
Right.
Because
so,
the producing it's got to fill the orders for Japan first.
Yep. That makes perfect sense. So next up in our Super Sentai zone, we've got these little data chips that you place into the Memorial Edition sword from King Oger, which will have a bunch of lines from the characters, from the main 5 characters right here, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yes.
And let's see how much do these cost. So this will be the estimated release date. Yeah, they don't have them sold. They're not selling them individually because they've already pretty much sold out of those. But you get a full set. The estimated delivery is December of this year for $125. Deposit $65. So the full set's available, guys. Links in the description below. Direct link in the description below if you guys want to jump on this and definitely get this. If you guys already have ordered the saber itself, then you might want to definitely, or the sword itself, you might want to jump on and get this if you want to include the sound bites from the show. Yeah. Which I think I'm glad that they give you that option not to have to worry about it being included in there. Nothing against with the little quotes and everything.
It gives you the opportunity. Doing it this way, although I feel that these should have probably been included with the sword, that was probably a second thought. They're like, hey, we can do something with these later. So they put the technology in there, but then they decided to just go ahead and do this.
Right.
But by doing this, you can actually choose the character you want to hear sound bites from. Instead of having to cycle through every single one, you just stick in the one you want.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. So next up, we are going to be getting into some merch from none other than Boonger. We got some of the what are those figures called?
Those are the Udo.
Yes, that's right. And I
not to be confused with the Super Shudo. Those are actually different figures.
Yeah.
The Super Shudo are more like full-on soft plastic, stuff like that. These are hard plastic.
Yeah, and I do believe they have the Udo. They have one available on Tokyo Collectibles. I made sure to put the direct link to Tokyo Collectibles under Boom Boonger. That way you can get this whenever you get it. I'm not going to really tell you the price range on this because it's so much to talk about. But there is a direct link, and what you could do is, in order to see what's available, I can actually pull that up right now for you. Let me do that for you really quick.
Yeah.
You guys get the
I like
idea.
those too, but they're good. But just like Super Shudo, they are hard to pose,
So what's good about this is,
but they have a lot of articulation.
so if you can see what I'm looking at right now, with any of category for the Super Sentai Kamen Rider, and if you want to know what's in stock, you go click that, and I'll highlight what's in stock. And here's what they have in stock right now. So there you go. And what's up for pre-order? You got this. That's everything that's up for pre-order. And the same with the other page. So,
Yep.
You guys want to jump on what's available? We'll be discussing the acts a little bit later in this season. And I think the next episode 206 we'll be talking about that. 206, I think. Yes. So anyway, so there's your options right there, guys. Go to the link, and you just have to click that. Or if you want to see them all and see what's closed and not available right now or out of stock, you have that option too.
Yep.
So let's go back to the sharing of the figures to show what else I have on here. I'm trying not to show way too much because there's so much to talk about. So I try to choose only certain things to discuss when it comes to merchandise from the new Super Sentai series. So they have a set where it includes the Changer and the Robo. You can see right there, it includes all these other vehicles as well, which I think is awesome. And then you have that, which I believe they have that in a set as well. I can't remember, but this is
the Japanese release is you have individual and set. So you can basically buy everything a la carte.
Mm-hmm.
So you want the morpher, buy the morpher. You want the weapon, buy the weapon. You want the trailer, buy the trailer. You want each individual car, you can buy those individual.
Right.
However, you can also buy them as sets. So you can buy like the trailer with blue Zord. You can buy the weapon with the morpher. You can buy the Megazord with the morpher.
I gotta say though, I do like the handle, the steering wheel, and then this is so cool. That's a different. It's totally. You know what kind of reminds me of? Who's here seen the movie Tron? Who remembers the movie Tron? Has anybody ever seen Tron?
The discs.
Yeah, the frisbees.
The data discs, I think.
Yeah, you remember those? Those were, and then Tron Legacy was a lot better than the first Tron. That was probably before we were kids at that time, and
I'm gonna have to see if that's a short.
But I think this is pretty cool, though. I do like that. And I think, and then they show the 3 modes there. It goes into rod mode. I think it's rod mode or screwdriver, blaster, and then steering wheel. And there's the box art, which I think is awesome. So yeah, before we move on to the rest of this, the next thing in this topic, let me go to Rick. Rick, what stands out to you the most? The SMP, Ginga O, the USB drive things that go in the Saber, or the merchandise from Boom Binger? Which one do you think catches your eye the most?
Huh.
That is.
They're all good.
Okay.
I've already got the. I mean, I don't think you actually had it shown yet. I don't think it's part of this episode, but it is the Boom Boom Mini Plus, so I have that on order. 1 and 2 already. I don't have 3.
So Ryan, same question. What stood out the most to you?
The SMP, I actually do have that on deposit.
Yeah.
So, but to me, probably goes in order from how everything's been put out.
Yeah. So I mean, if I could afford that sword, I would definitely jump on that because that is an awesome weapon. At some point, I'm just saying, more than likely they'll release the one for the spider. That's just my prediction. That's probably going to end up coming out. Because if they're going to do one, then it's more likely they're going to do the other. So if it comes out and it happens, we will be talking about it. So, but guys, we are still in the Super Sentai zone. And for the longest time, since we do not have any episode rates for a new season or a new series of Power Rangers, Rick came up with an idea, but it's kind of what Rick came up with, but I decided to change it up a little bit, where he said we would discuss a Super Sentai season for our episode rates. And I thought, that's not a bad idea, but why don't we discuss the current season that is out now, but instead of just, talking about the episodes that are airing right now, let's talk about the episodes that have already aired, and we'll do 2 episodes each episode we do on our webcast. So we are going to be doing an episode rate. We have 2 episode rates here, and which is great because we both seen the beginning of this season of Boom Boonger, and this is our episode rate of episode 1. I don't know how to pronounce that, but how do you pronounce that, Rick? The beginning part, the top part. Bakuj. Yeah, Bakuj 1 delivery.
Delivers handle.
So now they won't. I mean, this is the only clip, the little screenshot we have. I found this on Ranger Wikia. I couldn't find anywhere else, so we're not going to be doing showing little screenshots from the episode because we don't have that option anywhere I can find it. So we're gonna go ahead and just talk about it because we've seen, we're pretty much caught up almost.
Yeah.
So,
I saw today's episode.
So what this episode is the very first episode. There's a wedding going on, and this weird individual shows up and pulls a thing like, you're going to be a runaway bride, basically.
Yeah.
And so let me go to Ryan. Ryan, what else can you remember with this episode?
That they were getting chased by a giant little demon toy car. What is this? And
first they're being chased by the wedding party.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then the demon car shows up. And
yeah.
Honestly, I think the reason why she was put into that marriage is because the guy was rich.
Yes.
And
it was an arranged marriage that she did not want.
Yeah, that was just very... And
we call it cringeworthy.
Yeah.
There it happens with big money people.
So,
whereas, I mean, it used to happen here too.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be money per se, but it would be up until the 1900s, dating was pretty much unheard of.
Yeah.
It was the parents who found the guy that they thought would be good for their daughter or whatnot.
So, with that said, finding out that this is Boone Red, the leader of the Boone Boogers. And I thought that was awesome. And I got to tell you, the morph sequence is awesome. The Morphin sequence is awesome.
Yes.
Take it off the wrist. Goes like this. And then does a little, spin around. And then basically does like kind of like overdrive accelerate. I love it. And the funny thing is,
but you're forgetting something.
but,
3 clicks.
Yeah, when they're holding it up, boom, boom, boom.
yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, it's funny. So during that episode, we see, and then, so blue and red are already established, and then they bring in pink, which is the bride.
Yes.
Doesn't she just take the morpher and morse?
Well,
He
wants to be part of it. So Red goes back to the car, grabs a morpher out, and gives it to her.
And I got to tell you, though, and I do like how they have kind of a unique way of changing. They don't all do the same thing. Like some of them would go like this or something like that or whatever, and then they just do that, and then they do that. I think it's pretty unique of what they do. They have different poses when they morph. And what's interesting about this is that their ally kind of, I don't know if you want to consider this a mentor, but it's a robotic alien named Boom Droid or whatever, I think.
Yes. And the voice of the robot, their ally, is actually the woman who spent the last, I believe, 25 years voicing one character. The Japanese version of Ash Ketchum. I don't know how to pronounce his Japanese name, so.
Yeah, I just think that it's very awesome from beginning to end. And I love that this robot is actually their Zord. The Megazord, yeah. And it's interesting, they basically use the villains. The foot soldiers are awesome looking. They're nuts and bolts. That's what they are, basically.
Yeah.
And they use these keys, and her wedding dress gets turned into one of these robots or whatever.
Which, I mean, even crazier is it's actually a family heirloom for her.
And you know what's very funny,
Not
though?
one that the guy just picked up and said put on.
It's very funny, too. These two villains, well, 3 villains, according to the little car thing, you know what they kind of remind me of? Team Rocket.
Yeah, a little bit. The car could be
kind of remind me.
Meow.
Yeah. And I love this episode. I'm not going to go into too much detail, guys, but because it's lots to discuss in one episode. And, we've got a lot of stuff to finish off this episode. But I can tell you right now, this episode was great. A lot of fun. I liked how they started off with this. Going into this show, I mean, it's cool that they went back to a different type of design, like, still unique design, but kind of went back to the spandex a little bit. And, it has that humor, but also it's still fun. So I give this episode a 10. Rick, what about you, man?
Well, like you said, it does have the feeling that they pretty much were like, we're going back to the basics, but we don't want to be basic.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to say one thing that is interesting about the suits. Okay? They look like they're like racer suits, stuff like that, with like a zipper on the front style. However, if you notice during the fight, when you see the back, they have a zipper back there too. So the one on the front looks like it's just cosmetic. But I do like the suit design. I have to admit, I was a little like,
I don't know about the helmets. And the
Oh,
helmets
people.
are like interesting, but the main suit is actually really cool. And it with the tires on the suit actually functioning, it's even better.
Rick, before you continue on, I gotta say I do love how when they go into the cockpit, the driver's seats,
The go
their
karts.
suits. Yeah,
If they don't use that as their like basic like transportation for themselves, I'm gonna be pissed. That would be cool. Just them to like roll out their just tires and they just sit there like holding up by like laser wheel axles and stuff, and they're just kind of like just sitting there in an invisible seat.
it's like it's one of those things. I mean, it's like it's very ridiculous, but it works. That's the thing. It's like
I could
you can
see,
Go ahead.
like, based on what's out so far,
Mhm.
I could see this being adapted by bringing back like Andrew Hartfield and Mac to basically mentor a new Overdrive team,
That's true.
utilizing this as the team.
Yeah, that would be an awesome way to do it.
But I know it won't happen. But I could see, like, in a comic, Mac forming his own Overdrive 2 team or something
Right.
and
So-
utilize these suits.
With that said, Rick, what would you rate this episode?
This episode, I'd give it a 10. There's a few things that would have been funny to see. Like the fact that it's already mentioned, Red is there to basically take Pink away from the arranged marriage, to take her to an airport to be with, I guess, her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
However, she never goes back to see that boyfriend, even after, becoming a Boom Boonger and defeating the villain and not having anything else to do that day. So I'd like to actually see the boyfriend show up at some point. Be like, hey, you didn't deliver my package of my girlfriend to the airport for me.
Technically, he did, but he didn't. She didn't go with him. She told him that I'm going to be doing this, basically.
But you get the idea.
Yeah. So Ryan,
For a conflict, like maybe
You-
give him a reason to join the villains and become an evil ranger.
all right. So Ryan, your rate and your little spiel about this.
I know it's probably not like a really big thing. I do like when Pink finally morphs, and that's just me. I think I'm weird about that. Besides just color, I like each individual one has their own fighting style. Granted, they have the same weapon. Blue uses a blaster. Red's always the rod, and I don't know if it was just out of coincidence, but she was using the opposite side where she was using actually like the rod part as the handle and using the stabber to like just start bashing them with it. So it's like they have their own like it's not just person. They have their own fighting style to it.
Yeah.
I like that. Like I was still kind of skeptic with the designs too, and then I was like, all right, it's not bad. But like as soon as they got to the cockpits, I'm like, they need to do something with that just besides getting to the cockpit. I like how it's not just a simple, make my monster grow stuff. Like the car robot is virtually their Zed's bomb or Rita's staff, where he goes in, siphons all of like the fuel out of them. They go into some like Cybertronic raceway and they're battling in there.
Some sort of.
I want to see what happens if he
game.
actually wins. Like the purpose of that, besides them just
That
getting
is-
into their cars and teleporting out, because then he throws them up and then all of a sudden they grow.
Well, the funny thing is that mini looking thing does not even remember what happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
So something's weird about that. But we'll probably find out more about that as the show goes.
But, I mean,
progresses. Anyway.
I liked it so I've liked it so far. I'll give it a 10. as well. Considering that just the beginning part of her having a marriage and going to a wedding, the guy's like, "No, I'm taking you away from this," and like, "What's going on?" And they're just chasing her, like, "Come back!" And like,
Nah,
what's
girl, you're
going
coming
on
with
right
me.
now?
Now,
Yeah,
I will say, most Sentai seasons have a wedding episode.
Yeah.
It's just funny that they did theirs like
right
right,
at the beginning. Yes,
Yeah.
and they did it great.
yeah.
So
But
we're moving on. Go ahead.
what you were saying about the fighting style and the 3 different ways that they use the weapon reminds me of the weapon, the main weapon that the Lupin Rangers had, the little rod thing, because it actually had 3 different forms as well.
Mhm.
So
I'm gonna have to disconnect this because it's gonna.
that it's. I would consider that a callback, even though they probably weren't even thinking of that when they made it.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I had to disconnect my AirPods because they're getting low. But yeah, so episode 1, 10, 10, 10. Now we're going to get into episode 2. We're going to try to move this along so we can get done with this episode. We've still got 4 more topics. I didn't think we were going to be, but yeah. So this is episode 2. The informant does not approve. And the informant is Blue. Blue seems like he has a stick up his ass.
Yes.
Let's just go with that. He's one of the by the book kind of
Where's
guys.
the suit
He's
the
also got
entire
something up his
time?
ass.
What do you think?
So, without going into details, I like this episode. It was great. I'm not trying to dig into too much. It was a fun episode. What I can remember, and there's an special individual. There's in the first episode and the second episode, this cop keeps showing up. He will have a big role. You'll see in the show when we talk about it. But it's just funny how he's just randomly there. But you'll know about him, obviously. I mean, if you haven't seen the episode already, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, there's also another individual that pops in, but doesn't really have much of a part yet.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Sherman.
And I gotta tell you, this episode was fun. I'm gonna give this one a 10 also because and it's kind of funny how Blue really doesn't approve of her because just a random person coming into the team. And it's good to see that when you have another character kind of question the leader in a way, like, I mean, are you sure about this? I mean, I just really, I'm not too sure about this, but I'll give this episode a 10. It was really good. Rick?
I mean, yes, that's great. However, with already having Pink Smurfer in the glove department, that could mean 2 things. One, Red made it and was like, I'm just waiting to give it to the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2, which plays in the Blue's whole I don't like this person thing, is that they had already given it to someone previously and took it away.
That's a good point.
Although I have to admit, option 2 kind of doesn't feel like it would fit based on actions that you see with civilians in the series.
Yeah.
Especially like the police.
Yeah.
Because if someone had already had the powers and had them taken away, where's the first place that person's going to go?
Right.
Hey, you want information about these people? I haven't.
Okay. So, what would you rate this episode, Rick?
It's definitely another solid episode. I'll give it a 10. Don't prove it. I believe does do a better job at a lot of the episodes. But then again, first-hand source, second-hand source type deal.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of were we using the footage or we're creating the footage. And I think it has stuff, which is why Power Rangers tends to get slightly lower rating, in my opinion.
Okay. So, Ryan, what do you think of this episode, and give your rate?
I'm trying to remember. Is this the episode where Pink has to do the delivery type of job, or is that the next episode?
I think that's the next episode.
Okay. I was trying to remember which one, because that's the only thing I could think of is I'm not going to go into detail because that kind of ruins the next episode, but
Yeah. Well,
I think I remember a little bit of this episode, but I mean, so far it's been pretty good. So, I mean, I'll give it a 10 as well.
and like you said, guys, we're going to try to get through these episode rates within the Super Sentai Zone because it gives us something to talk about. And another, 10, 10, 10. So, yeah, I mean, it was really a good. This season's really good so far. Haven't had any complaints about it. So, but we'll be doing another episode rate for the Super Sentai Zone in the next episode of LR4, which will be episode 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So keep an eye
Now,
out.
I have to admit, there have been some Sentai seasons I would not have given a 10 score for in the first couple episodes.
Right, I get that.
But yeah.
But next up, guys, we are finally in our next topic. Guys, I know this has been one crazy episode. So I'm trying to move this along as quick and smoothly as possible so we can get to the end. So Power Rangers Legacy Wars. Guys, it's the 7th anniversary of Legacy Wars, as you know, and we saw some of the artwork and everything. And we were discussing this before, thinking that, oh, well, this individual is going to be included more than likely sooner than later. And let's just say it's sooner. So there you go. There's a look at the character. And that is right, guys. Zato, Cosmic Fury, Zenith Ranger. And I got to tell you, it's cool they included this character, this Ranger. I mean, he was kind of second in command, I believe. But he was more of a, like Billy, he was kind of like the Ranger's mentor, second mentor, basically. So I do like how they included him in Legacy Wars.
Playing more second in command than mentor.
True. And I do think
Billy was more mentor.
I do like they included him, and like I said, guys, we found out that the name of the Dino Fury, that new Ranger look at the end of Dino Fury, we found out that it's also known, before he became the Zenith, Cosmic Fury Zenith Ranger, he was known as the Dino Fury Zenith Ranger. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it was a Ghost Ranger. That was because it was just a little joke that, which
They had it behind the scenes.
Yeah, basically. So that's what they
He
did.
was never official.
So, but hey, you know what? I dig the name. It works. And apparently, they were thinking about originally. I think, like I said before, They were considering calling him the White Ranger,
Yeah.
but which was very strange for what Simon Bennett said. That apparently the reason why they said, well, we shouldn't be calling an African American White Ranger. It's like
What's the color of his suit?
that's what really confused me a little bit. It's like, well, wait a minute,
Ninja Steel had
an African American
as White Ranger.
As a white, yeah, exactly. So it's like, well, why is that such a? I mean, again,
that would be like saying we can never put a white guy in a Black Ranger suit.
It's not to say that.
But we can never have a black person in a Black Ranger suit because that could also be considered.
Not to say that
It's all Black Rangers.
it was Hasbro that probably said this. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always something, but like I said, I mean, I'm glad they include a lot of. I mean, Legacy Wars is still going on. And still.
I can do something real quick.
So, Rick, what do you think? Them including the Zenith Cosmic Fury Ranger?
I mean, it's always good that they're still supporting it.
Oh, definitely. That's a big definite.
I haven't played in years.
I still have it on my phone, so it's like I don't really.
So
Let's put it this way: I have Pokemon Go on my phone. How often do I go around going, catch that Pokemon?
My manager plays Pokemon Go at work.
Yeah, not right now. I'm trying to catch a Weedle.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't a Weedle, but yeah. He has told people to go back to work so she can get.
So with that said, now they didn't post a video of the character skin, but it is on there, which you can actually. And I'm gonna go ahead and show the character skin now. I don't understand why Legacy Wars did not include this on their, site, but it is what it is. You can have a downloadable character skin of Zato as the Morphin Master, so which is pretty cool. I like the design.
I mean, they do have the other Morphin Masters in there based on the attack.
Yeah. So
not as playable characters, but that would probably be common.
Let me go to Ryan on this one. Ryan, what do you think of them including Zato as the Zenith Ranger? They already have him as the Red Dino Fury Ranger on there. And now they included him as the Cosmic Fury Zenith Ranger.
That's cool, I guess. At least it's not a different alternate skin for him. It's a completely different Ranger.
Yeah.
Clearly, because he's got a different weapon.
So guys, if you want to find out how to download this, again, link in this direct link in the description below. Tell you can download it for iOS or Android, which is Google Play, I believe. And it's cool that they still continue Legacy Wars. It would still be nice if they continued Battle for the Grid. But however, you take what you can get. At least they're still trying to keep going with this. And it gives us more to talk about. So, with that said, we're going to be getting to the next topic. And we're finally to this individual's topic. Rick's Boom Time. Now, instead of actually going towards Morphin Legacy, because they've only posted an issue option, they don't have an individual article for this. So what I'm going to do is he's really good at doing, Rick, you're really good at doing this with the whole thing on researching variant covers and main cover and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Here we go.
All right. So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2, issue number 2. So this is going to be released on May 15th of 2024. So a few weeks from now. This is an IDW release with association with Boom Studios. So That's why like IDW has the bigger logo, because it's actually them producing it with input from Boom Studios.
Right.
Now we have the description here. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Godzilla have been caught in a sprawling space-time scheme orchestrated by Rita Repulsa and Astronema. They team up to save alternate versions of the Power Rangers from being targeted by sinister forces. As the Power Rangers and Godzilla transverse realities with the help of a newfound ally, the shape of the foes they face become clear. The Psycho Rangers. But the Psycho Rangers have siphoned powers and abilities from beyond their own world. If the Rangers and Godzilla can't stop them, the entire multiverse will suffer the consequences.
So let's go ahead and go back to this.
So again, this is going to be released May 15th, 2024. Cover there. There is a cover B.
So you're going to go ahead and show that. Is that another? I think that's. So this is the main cover, right?
Yes, that is cover A. This is cover B.
Okay.
So IDW is known for having at least like a cover A, cover B, maybe even sometimes cover C.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So Rick, I'm going to ask you this: due to the fact is, considering it is basically a collab with IDW with Boom Studios.
Yes.
You have to get it through IDW, or can you get it?
You can get it at your local comic book shops, stuff like that. But they're ordering it through their vendor from IDW, not their vendor for Boom Studios.
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, I looked up IDW and I couldn't find anything for this series. It was only for Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the first series, not this one. So I don't know if they've updated that yet, but Rick, where would you say you could find this?
Definitely your local comic book shops, wherever you can find comics. If your local comic book shop don't have it, there's a website called mycomicbookshop.com. You can order it from them. I get several comics from them periodically to fill out like old comics that the stores don't carry anymore, stuff like that.
Right.
So definitely try your local comic book shops first.
Oh, definitely, because it's like, for me, I always get the full paperback. That way. So yeah, and this comes out. The second issue comes out next month, right?
Right, May 15th.
Okay.
Ooh. Details for issue 3 are out now too, so we'll have to cover that in a future episode.
Yep. We'll be discussing.
That's fine. You don't have to worry about that till June.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing that. I think we're going to be using that for your topic on episode 206. So that will be for your topic that time. But yeah, Ryan, what do you think, man? I know you don't really read the comics as much, but you've read some of them.
I need to. I might have to go out and get these, or at least the first 2 issues, so I know what the hell's going on.
That might help.
Well, issue 1's already out. Issue 2 again won't be until
May
mid-May.
15th.
So these issues are actually being released not 4 weeks apart, 6 weeks apart.
So, Ryan, if you want to borrow, because if you never read Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the first series, so if you ever want to borrow that, let me know. I can borrow it. 'Cause I know how well you
Okay.
keep things nice and neat and make sure nothing gets damaged. Because those, I know it's like that's just one of those things. Like I want to make sure my stuff comes back. You know what I mean? It's like trying
Kids don't
to.
touch my stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing that it's just that it's like if you have somebody borrow a car, basically, in a way, except you can replace this issue. Cars cost a lot of money to get replaced or fixed. You know what I mean? So, but you know what I mean. So, yep, that's Rick's Boom Time, guys. Rick, thank you for that information.
Yeah.
Because he's our comic expert on Power Rangers and a lot of comics. This guy gets a lot of comics, as you saw him putting it in his sleeves and everything. So that's why I gave him this topic. But now, guys, we've got some.
Just to give people an idea.
Yeah. Go ahead,
That is what I was working on.
Yeah, look at
That's
that.
just the last few months for the comics that I needed to bag and board and get ready to be filed away.
Yeah. So now, guys, we've got two more topics, which involves the conventions that are coming up. We've got PMC 2024 guest announcements. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So, guys, all I can say is for this guest, it's Time Force. Jason Font, Wesley Collins, the Red Time Force Ranger, the second Red Time Force Ranger. He will be there that whole weekend. It says right here, he'll be there August 23rd to the 25th of this year at Pasadena Convention Center. Rick and I are really working hard on it's really tough, but we're trying to get there. We already have our passes. It's just hotel and travel is kind of a pain and having money to spend. So we're trying to work on that. So, yep, he will be there, and he's going to be joined by his rival at one time and his frenemy and now bestie, Daniel Southworth, Eric Myers, the Quantum Ranger. He will be there that whole weekend. Just don't give him a Nerf gun, okay? Just don't give him a Nerf gun. There's a reason for that. Let me see if we can find that video. Where is it? Hold on, I'll show you the video. So this was at PMC in 2022. I'll look for it. You know what? I'm going to go to my Safari. I'll pull up that video. It's hilarious because this guy likes to cause nothing but trouble. I spell wonton.
Wonton?
Yeah.
Wonton soup?
Like, yeah.
It's like WONTON, I think.
TON?
Yeah.
That's gonna drive me nuts now. I know I followed this dude. Hold on. He was tagged in one of these videos. Let me look for it. Oh wait, hold on. Didn't I share that in the group chat? I did. Let me pull that up. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 sec. You guys know what video I'm talking about, don't you? I'll probably come to you when I show it. So give me a sec. It's not that video. I know it's that one. Again, guys, sorry about this. Basically, a bunch of shenanigans. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. There you go.
Wow.
Hey, stop playing. Stop playing. I don't want to hear.
This video is great.
Yeah, you know what video I'm talking about, don't you?
No.
Oh, you'll see it. Here we go. So.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and pull up the video. Guys, you're gonna get a laugh at this. This is funny. Watch this.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me. Quantum Defender got an upgrade, mofo. Good times. Yeah, I got the big gun now.
Advice: don't give him a Nerf gun. Don't give Dan Southworth a Nerf gun. He will
Especially if it's shaped as Quantum Defender.
Yeah, it's known as. This was from somebody that did these customized Nerf guns that are based on the Power Rangers. One was based on the Blade Blaster. This one was based on the Quantum Defender, and this is called the Quantum Enforcer. So yeah, guys, don't. I just saw how Jason fought ducks. He's like, "Oh shit!" But yeah, so yeah, he'll be there that whole weekend. Guys, what's really great about these actors, they know how to have fun. You can't say that, older, the actors are uptight and everything. Yeah, they have a lot of fun with fans. You know what I mean? They have fun with each other. They enjoy goofing off. They're normal human beings, just like you and me. So just remember that. It's a lot of fun. But, I mean, let's be honest. I have a feeling, Rick, if you had that opportunity, you'd be shooting that off too. Like, guess what? Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
I better be wearing a freaking pair of glasses or like goggles or something. So he will be there, and he will, and some more guests that are going to be joining them. Walter Emmanuel Jones himself, the OG Black Ranger. He will be there that whole weekend, and joined by his fellow castmate, Austin St. John, the OG Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, and the second Gold Ranger. He'll be there as well. We're not going to be discussing this here. Like I said, that's next week's episode. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff been going on, but we're not going to fully discuss it here. So he's going to be at PMC this year. So that's going to be awesome. And also joining them is Steve Cardenas, the second Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, and Zero Ranger 3 Blue. And his castmate, Johnny Young Bosch, the second Black Ranger, Zero Ranger 4 Green, and the Green Turbo Ranger. So all five of these cast members are going. No, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Cardenas said 6.
6 cast members are going to be there. So, guys, definitely stop by their booths and say hi to them. Be a lot of fun. Make sure don't give Dan Southworth a Nerf gun.
Just give him a Nerf sword instead.
Oh my God! Could you imagine that?
Sneaking behind him in the curtains.
He just like, what's up, buddy? Oh God. Okay. So, Rick, what do you think, man, of this guests that have been announced so far? I mean, we already have the Tokusatsu guest,
Yeah.
Toku Spirits guest. Now we've got Ranger guests.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, this is a good list. I like this. So now, guys, we are moving on to Ranger Stop and PopCon, which happens 2 months before PMC, which is June, which happens in June. And we've got a lot to cover with this. Crazy. Kelson Henderson. He is sponsored by, he has 2 sponsors. One is Starlight Studios, and I can't remember what that other one is on the bottom. But Kelson Henderson, you've known him as well known in the Power Ranger series. He's done a lot of work for Power Rangers voiceover, Allies. He's just, and the second or the third, I think the third Ninja Steel Red Ranger. So he's going to be there at June 20th through June 21st through the 23rd. This guy's awesome. It's great that he still, interacts with the fans and everything. He does a lot. And I think he owns his own restaurant, too. I think it's in New Zealand he does. Steak restaurant, I believe, or something like that.
I think so.
Bistro. Can't remember. But, yeah, this is pretty cool. Next up on the guest roster, Void Knight himself. And Daddy Tarek, Jarrett Turner, he will be there at Ranger Stop and PopCon. And he's sponsored by Ranger Sponsors International. So he will be there that weekend. Definitely stop by and say hi to him. And maybe he'll let you check out the Rathconian swords. Because those are the actual swords he used in the show from Cosplay. And I'm like, this is freaking awesome. Did someone make these? Like, no, those are from the show. I'm like, dude, I'm glad they didn't burn these.
Now the question is, did they know he took them?
He probably forgot to tell them. It accidentally slipped into his duffel bag. No, but he's awesome. He's great to talk to. He's going to be there that weekend. And then next up, we've got Devin Daniels himself, Rory D. Travis, the Grid Battle Force Red Ranger, also known as Beast Morphers Red Ranger. He will be there that weekend. So definitely stop by and say hi to him. And also, Time Force Blue, Lucas Kendall, Michael Kokon will be there that weekend. So definitely stop by, say hi to him. And the Ooze himself, Paul Freeman.
Nice.
He'll be there. And if you try to buy Ooze from him, don't. I would never suggest doing that. What did they say?
Yours turned to liquid.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
yours wasn't from him though.
No, it was a good prop replica. I like that. But you can't keep it in a certain spot where it will melt and turn to a liquid. And it's a lot to do. So I'm like, man. But you know what? I'm glad I had it when I did. It was a good prop replica. He's going to be there that weekend, so definitely stop by and say hi to him. And for those of you guys that are not able to make it to Ranger Stop and PopCon, we do have an option on Ranger Stop and PopCon, the website, to where you can get autographs and merch mailed to you. You can send it in. They do have an option of how much it costs to do it. So if you guys are interested in doing that, send it in. The link is in the, just like for Power Morphicon, the tickets for the passes for Power Morphicon 2024 and the information for Ranger Stop and PopCon are in the direct. They have direct links in the description below. So guys, if you are interested, definitely jump on that. And also, we got some more guests. One more guest, I believe, and that is Hector David Jr., the Green Samurai Ranger from Power Ranger Samurai and Super Samurai. You will be there that weekend too. So before we end this, Ryan, what do you think of the guest announcements we've gotten for PMC and all the guests we've gotten for Ranger Stop and PopCon? What do you think, man?
That's a great lineup for both, to be honest.
Yeah, considering
I do like. I mean, it's a cool idea to have the autograph and photo mailed to you if you can't go. It's a cool idea, but to me, it kind of how would I say it? Like, to actually physically be there to see that person means more.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Actually have it
I totally agree with you on that.
I still think it's a cool idea. So at least you have it generally from that person that's there. Then
Rick, sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah. But no, Rick, what do you, I mean, jumping on what Ryan said, what do you think? I mean, because we've been going, I mean, Ryan, you started going to this, doing these like conventions, expo and everything. When we started
2 years ago.
Yeah. So what about you?
It's you send the item in, they'll get it autographed if you pay for it and then send it back.
Yeah. Or they have options for you to purchase an autograph that's already up on there for them to sign.
Kind of like what you would do at a regular convention if they have stuff there. You just
and you can
money.
actually have it.
So, that's actually not a bad idea.
No.
I mean, there's one autograph I do want to get, and if we're not able to go to a certain convention, hopefully I can do something like that and get the autograph.
Yeah, and like I said, guys, it's we're not giving up on doing that.
But in terms of
we're trying not to give up on that. It's just been very tough because of my situation, and it's been very hard, guys. It's been a really tough year, but I'm not trying to give up on that. I want to get there. I want to make sure because I got some stuff that I can use when I do interviews there. Like, we've got portable mics. I'm all geared up for it, basically, so I'm all set. So with that said, I mean, Rick, would you say that it's a lot better when you go meet these actors and get a picture with them? It's a lot better, that better experience, and, get to interact with them instead of just, having, which is fine, if you don't have that other option. I get that. But so anyway, guys, that's our episode. I know it's been like 2 hours and 3 minutes and 32 seconds long because we've got so much. I've added so much in there. I'm trying to get us going a little quicker and try to, get to the point. So, but before we sign off, Rick, go ahead and give your little spiel.
Again, support your local comic book shop, support the small businesses, support the paper copy. And no, that's not. That's a Justice League one.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, support paper copy. So, yeah.
And Ryan.
Oh God, you're putting on big screen.
Flex it, boy, flex it.
No.
Want to pump you up.
Same as Rick said, support your local businesses. Look out for each other out there. Take care of each other, and all that stuff. Because money's tight right now. I'm sure we're all kind of scrounging, just try to stay positive.
Yeah, it reminds me. I gotta look through those. See if we could have some loose change in the couch cushions over there, because you never know what falls in there.
You can do only pans.
Oh my God, here we go. So anyway, guys, if you mute your mics, I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro here. So here we go. So anyway, guys, if you haven't watched this episode yet, don't worry. It's going to be pre-recorded. I mean, it's already recorded. You can go back and you can skip through the banter if you want to get to the point. Like I said, we're doing 2 episodes this month. Next week, next Sunday on the 21st, we're doing our next episode, which is episode 205. I'll be showing the title for that. I want to make sure you guys understand. I've said this on the Facebook Live. I want to try to get this out here. Feel free to comment. We're not going to try to, stop you from putting your opinion out there. Just to let you know, though, whatever you comment, I will read. I will not put your name highlighted during that said episode, because that episode is going to revolve around certain things that's going around. It's a controversial thing that's been going around within the fandom and this certain individual. So be prepared for that. We're going to be giving our opinions. We're not going to try to shun anybody else about their opinions. Just remember, and if it's an unpopular opinion, that's all I'm going to say. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday and enjoy your week, because tomorrow's Monday, and I'm sure people have to go to work tomorrow. It's going to be fun for people. I mean, I don't have to. So, guys, make sure you guys like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and our Instagram. And as usual, stay safe, stay healthy, stay more phenomenal. And as Zordon always says, may the power protect you. And remember, once a Ranger, always a Ranger. And it's Morphin time. Yes, I added some stuff to the new outro, but anyway.
What is that thing?
All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. And now it's time to show the next look at our episode. Oh, it's going down. It's going down.
You should have had some type of virus monster in the background or something to go with it.
It's going down. That's all I'm going to say. It's going down.
Yeah.
Okay, brother. Here we go, brother. Oh, yeah. All right, I better stop now.
Should have just had Hulk